I died choking on my own vomit in the guest bathroom of the country club where my daughter was getting married, the one I'd scraped every penny together to pay for, down to the last monogrammed napkin. The irony? She'd just erased my name from the program, replacing it with a glowing tribute to the sperm donor who'd bailed when she was 3 months old, leaving me to raise her alone in a Rust Belt town that chewed up single moms like stale gum. As the world faded to black, her laughter echoed from the ballroom, toasting Daddy's memory like he was some saint, not the deadbeat who'd probably knocked up half of Ohio before ghosting us both.
But death,
it turns out, is just a shitty intermission. 1 second I'm gasping on cold tile. The next I'm jolting awake in my old queen bed in the cramped 2-bedroom on Elm Street. The one with the leaky roof and the neighbor's dog that howls at sirens like it's auditioning for a blues album. It's 2015, judging by the Obama calendar still pinned to the fridge, when I stumble downstairs, heart pounding like a jackhammer. I'm 38 again, not the hollowed-out 57-year-old wreck from the altar. My hands smooth, unscarred from years of double shifts at the mill and waitressing on the side, tremble as I touch my face in the bathroom mirror. Holy shit. I've got a second chance. And this time, I'm not letting Emily, or that bastard Mark, turn my life into a footnote. Rewind to how it all went to hell the first time around. I was Lydia Hayes, born and bred in Pittsburgh's steel-shadowed suburbs, the kind of place where dreams rust faster than the mills. Grew up with a dad who worked the line until black lung took him, and a mom who chain-smoked her way through nursing shifts to keep the lights on. I was the good girl, straight A's, volleyball scholarship to community college, then a job at the local bank because stable was the family mantra. That's where I met Mark.
tall, cocky,
with that salesman grin that could sell ice to Eskimos. He was peddling life insurance door to door. But really, he was peddling escape from the dead-end town, from his own failures. We fucked on the 3rd date in the back of his Chevy. And 9 months later, Emily arrived, screaming like she owned the place. Mark stuck around for the first year, mostly because I was too naive to see the signs. The late nights at work, the lipstick on collars that wasn't mine, the way he'd eye the barmaids at the VFW like they were prime rib. When Emily was 6 months old, he came home with a duffel bag and a one-way ticket to Vegas. "It's not you, El Whitey," he said, lighting a Marlboro as our daughter wailed in her crib. "It's this shithole. I need more." More turned out to be blackjack tables, strip clubs, and a string of wives who dumped him faster than he could forge their signatures on loans. Last I heard before the wedding fiasco, he was panhandling in Reno. But Emily? She built him into some mythic hero in her head. Daddy dearest. The adventurer who chose freedom over chains.
Fuck that.
He chose cowardice. And I paid the price. Fast forward through the grind, me juggling teller shifts and night classes, eventually clawing my way to branch manager. Emily was my son, blonde curls, freckles like mine, eyes that sparkled with that fierce independence I poured into her. I scrimped for her braces, her prom dress, her tuition at Pitt. Told her stories about her dad as cautionary tales, not fairy tales. But kids rewrite narratives when it suits them. By high school, she was scrolling his sporadic Facebook posts, shirtless selfies from dive bars, captions like "living the dream," and piecing together a ghost she could love more than the flesh and blood moms scrubbing floors to fund her rebellion. The betrayals simmered slow, like Pittsburgh smog. It started with the little things, her eye rolls at my lame rules, the way she'd ditch family dinners for friends who were really just enablers with trust funds. college hit, and she majored in communications, minoring in resentment. I'd visit with care packages, homemade pierogies, laundry detergent, only to find her dorm plastered with photos of Mark. "He's coming around, Mom," she'd say, showing me his latest steam. "Proud of you."
Kiddo.
"Miss ya." Bullshit. He hadn't sent a dime since diapers. Then came Jake. Golden boy from a mainline family, old money, lacrosse build, the kind of guy who summered in the Hamptons and wintered in Aspen. They met at a frat party. He proposed on a yacht in Nantucket. Emily called me crying happy tears. "Mom, it's happening." And Jake's folks are covering everything. Relief washed over me. Finally, a win. But when the invites went out, my name was absent from the inner circle. "It's Jake's side," she explained over coffee at Starbucks, avoiding my eyes. Tradition or whatever.
Tradition my ass.
I poured my savings, $47,000, every bonus, every overtime, into that wedding because Jake's parents politely suggested I contribute to make it equal. Equal? They flew in from Philly in a private jet. I drove my '98 Corolla with a muffler rattling like loose change. But I did it for her. Signed the checks. Planned the menu, pierogies as a nod to my Polish roots. Even picked the florist. Emily thanked me with a pat on the hand. "You're the best."
Mom.
Really? The erasure hit on the rehearsal night. I arrived early, dress ironed, hair done at the discount salon. The program on the welcome table? No mention of me. Instead, a full-page spread, in loving memory of our father, Mark Hayes,
Whose spirit guides us today.
Emily's greatest adventure was inspired by his. Inspired? That man inspired nothing but my ulcer meds. I confronted her in the bridal suite, voice shaking. "What the hell is this?" She turned, veil half-pinned, eyes cold as Lake Erie steel. "Mom, it's symbolic. Jake's family does this for lost parents. Dad's not here.
But
He matters." Matters? I'd raised her solo, bandaged her knees, cheered her graduations. He mattered because she romanticized his absence into some profound lesson. I swallowed it, because that's what moms do. Laughed through the toasts, clapped when Jake's dad, smug in his Brooks Brothers, welcomed the family. But by the reception, the gin and tonics hit hard. Alone at a corner table, watching Emily dance with uncles who'd never met Mark, the nausea crept in. I stumbled to the bathroom, locked the stall, and it all came up: regret, rage, the lifetime of almosts I'd swallowed for her sake. That's when the pain lanced through my chest. Or maybe it was my heart finally cracking. Paramedics called it aspirational pneumonia from acute distress, but I knew better. It was betrayal, pure and choking.
now.
Back in 2015, I'm staring at that same leaky faucet, Emily's baby monitor crackling softly from her nursery. She's 3, thumb in mouth, dreaming innocent. Mark's still in the picture, sort of. He drops by every other weekend, all charm and empty promises, fucking me in the living room while she naps because we're still us.
Babe.
Not anymore. This time, I see the snake for what he is. And Emily? I'll love her fierce, but I'll teach her truth over fairy tales. Revenge isn't about burning bridges, it's about building ones they can't cross. The first move, documentation. I boot up my ancient Dell, fingers flying over keys that feel foreign after years of swiping on a cracked iPhone. Mark's socials are sparse, boozy brags from dive bars. Tags from women with usernames like @VegasVixen69. But I dig deeper. Using the bank's access codes, I shouldn't, but do. Bank records. He'd been siphoning from our joint account for months, forging my signature on business loans that funded his poker habit. $8,000 gone.
Proof.
I screenshot. Email it to myself from a burner Gmail. Then delete the traces like a ghost. Next morning. Over Cheerios. I test the waters with Mark. He's sprawled on the couch, nursing a hangover. Emily giggling as he bounces her on his knee. Babe, we gotta talk money, I say, casual as coffee. He freezes, grin faltering. What about it? I slide the printouts across the table, statements with his chicken scratch forgeries. His face strains. LYD. It's not. It is. I cut in. Voice steel. You're done here. Pack your shit. Emily whimpers. But I scoop her up. Soothing. Daddy's going on an adventure.
Sweetie.
Like in your books. He begs. Of course. Tears. Promises of rehab. For the family. But I see the calculation in his eyes, the same one that led him to go Slater. Sign this, I say, shoving divorce papers I'd printed overnight. No fault. But with custody locked to me and a restraining order clause for financial abuse, he signs, slinks out with his duffel, muttering about lawyers. Good luck affording one on panhandler wages. Emily cries for days, clutching his ratty Steelers jersey. I rock her through it, whispering truths. Daddies come and go, but mommies stay. And we're a team, you and me. It's brutal, watching her little heart fracture, but better now than at 28, when it shatters a mother's. This is my first controversial call. Rip the Band-Aid early. Let her grieve the myth before it metastasizes. Friends call me cold. You didn't give him a chance, but they don't know the future. They don't know how his comeback at the wedding would have gutted me worse than any knife. Months blur, I file for divorce. Get promoted to assistant manager on the strength of my resilience. Emily starts preschool. Finger paints rainbows instead of tears. Mark tries contact, voicemails slurred with whiskey, pleading for visits. I block him, but not before forwarding his begging texts to a folder labeled Exhibit A. By 2017, he's in Reno, per a mutual's Facebook, married to a cocktail waitress, bankrupt from bad bets. Emily asks less, finds heroes in books, strong women like Amelia Earhart, not absentee gamblers. But the real storm brews in the quiet years. I invest my bonuses wisely, Roth IRA. Index funds, watching my nest egg grow like a middle finger to fate. Emily thrives, A's in school. Soccer star. That spark undimmed. I date sparingly, a nice accountant who fizzles because he's too safe. A mechanic with tattoos who teaches me to change my own oil. No rings. No rushes. Freedom tastes like black coffee on a porch swing, watching fireflies dance over the Allegheny. Yet doubt creeps. What if I overcorrected? What if Emily resents me more for stealing her dad? At her 8th birthday, she draws a picture, me as a queen, her as a princess. No king in sight. We're enough, she says, hugging tight. My throat tightens. Maybe we are. But the wedding looms in my mind's rearview, a specter I can't outrun. I need to inoculate her against the poison. So I start the talks. Casual at first, over mac and cheese. What makes a hero?
Aim.
She lists superpowers, then pauses. Like Dad. I nod. Gentle. Heroes show up. Every day. Not just in stories. We read books on single moms, real ones, like my grandma's war stories. She absorbs, questions, why'd he leave?
Truth.
Age appropriate. He was scared of being big. But that's on him, not us. It's messy, tantrums, therapy sessions I pay for with overtime, but it's building antibodies. By 2020, pandemic hits like a freight train. Pittsburgh locks down. Mills shutter again. I pivot to remote banking. Zoom calls in sweatpants. Emily, 16 now, homeschools with a Fire INV debate club virtual, leading discussions on feminism that make my chest swell. Mark resurfaces on TikTok, viral sob stories about lost fatherhood, racking views from sympathetic moms. Comments flood. Come back to your girl. I show Emily. Neutral. That's him. Decide what you think. She watches. Face hardening. He's a clout chaser.
Mom. Gross.
We laugh, bitter. Cathartic. But inside, I'm plotting. If he tries the long con, I'll have the receipts, court docs, financial trails, even a PI report I commission on the sly, $500 well spent, detailing his scams, fake GoFundMes for family reunions, bilking exes for support. He's a con artist, not a dad. And when Emily's engagement ring flashes someday, it'll be on her terms, not his ghost's. Little do I know, the real twist is brewing closer. Jake's not the villain, he's a symptom. The true snake? Hiding in plain sight, coiled in family lore I never questioned. But that's for later. For now, I'm rewriting the script, one unapologetic choice at a time. 2022 rolls in like a hangover from the lockdowns, Pittsburgh stirring slow. Masks optional but grudges eternal. Emily's 20. A junior at Pitt studying journalism. Interning at the Post-Gazette. She's got my drive. Sharpened with her edge. Podcasts on true crime. Essays skewering systemic bullshit. We text daily, memes about bad dates. Rants on student debt, but the distance gnaws. I miss her chaos. The way she'd raid my fridge at dawn. My life study, branch manager now. Dating a prof named Tom who's kind but vanilla. No red flags. But no fire either. Revenge simmers low. Complacency is the enemy. The call comes on a Tuesday. Rain lashing the windows like it's pissed at the world. Emily's voice cracks through the speaker. Mom? I met someone. My heart skips. Good surprise or grenade? Tell me. Jake.
She says.
Lacrosse jock. Poli-sci major. Family from Philly with connections. They met at a rally for voting rights. Sparks flew over shared outrage at gerrymandering. Sounds solid. He's great.
Mom.
Brings me coffee. Listens to my rants. And his parents? They're intense. But loaded. Intense. Code for judgmental pricks. But I bite my tongue. Proud of you.
Kid.
Bring him home. He arrives 2 weeks later. All pressed khakis and firm handshake. Jake Harlan, 6'2". Dimples that disarm. Eyes blue as Lake Tahoe. Chats up my pierogies like they're gourmet. Asks about my banking career with actual interest. Emily beams. Orbiting him like he's the sun. Over beers on the porch. He drops the lineage. Harlan Steel heirs. Old money from the same mills that gutted my dad's lungs. We diversified, he says with a wink. Yachts now. I laugh. But clock the subtext. We're worlds apart. Still. For her, I'll bridge it. The proposal hits in spring 23. Nantucket. Sunset on the dunes, classic. Emily FaceTimes me from the beach. Ring glinting like a promise. 2-carat solitaire. Ethical sourcing blather. Mom. Say yes. Tom's in the kitchen. Pretending not to eavesdrop. I choke up. Yes. Baby. So happy. But as she gushes about the wedding, June 25. Country club in Fox Chapel. 200 guests dread coils. This timeline? It's the fork where my old life derailed. I have to steer hard. First, the money talk. Emily's buzzing. Planning Pinterest boards, peonies, string lights, a live band. Jake's folks are chipping in, she says. But it's tradition for families to split. Tradition. Same bullshit. I crunch numbers. My savings at $120,000. House equity. Retirement dips. Feasible. But it'll gut me. Inc. Let's budget smart. No debt for love. She nods. But her eyes flicker. Jake's influence? I insist on a spreadsheet. Cater quotes. Venue deposits. She humors me. But texts from his mom start. Darling, we've got a planner. Let's elevate. Elevate. Translation. Erase the working class grid. The first erasure is subtle, the invites. Drafts circulate via group chat. Mine lists Lydia Hayes, mother of the bride, in fine print, below Jake's sprawling family tree. It's formatting. Emily apologizes when I call. His grandma's picky. I let it slide. But screenshot. Next. The program. Emily sends a mock-up. Toasts from uncles. Readings from cousins. No maternal slot. Inc. Where's my speech? Silence. Then, Mom. It's short. Jake's dad wants to keep it tight. Tight. Like my throat. I'm not the pushover this time. We meet at Permane Brothers. Fries between us like a barrier. This isn't about space, I say. Fork stabbing a coleslaw mound. It's about presence. I raised you. I deserve the mic. Her face crumples, guilt. Defiance. It's not personal. Jake's family. They lost his mom young. Traditions honor that. Honor. The word sours. And Dad? You're honoring him too? She flushes. Mark's been demanding again. Congrats on the engagement. Proud papa emojis. He's trying. Mom. Sent a card. The card. Handmade. Per her pick. Glittery hearts. Can't wait to walk you down. Walk her down. That deadbeat? Rage flares. But I bank it. Controversial call too. Expose him now. Pre-wedding. Inc. Sit. I pull up the PI file on my phone, screenshots of his latest scam. A Patreon for fathers in exile that's really funding hookers in Vegas. Her eyes widen, then narrow. This is fake. You're jealous. Jealous? Of a loser? Look closer. Court stamps. Bank trails. He's playing you for sympathy points. She storms out. Fries untouched. Texts radio silent for days. Jake calls smooth. Mediator voice. Mrs. Hayes. Let's talk. Emily's upset. Upset. Understatement. We meet at a neutral Starbucks. He sips a latte. All reason. Family's complicated. Mark's story resonates. Absent but influential. We're including a tribute. Not excluding you. Influential. Like a virus. I lean in. Son. Influence is earned. He earned jack shit. And if you let this slide, you're complicit. His smile tightens. First crack in the golden boy. Appreciate the candor. We'll figure it. They figure, by demoting me further. Guest list trimmed. My table with distant aunts. But Emily cracks first. Voicemail at midnight. Sobbing. Mom. You're right. The card's bullshit. I just wanted a dad. We reconcile over ice cream at the parlor where I took her after soccer wins. Hugs. Tears. Promises. No more ghosts, she vows. I nod. But inside, gears turn. Marks the pawn, the real games with the Harlans. I need dirt. Digging starts casual. LinkedIn stalking Jake's dad. Harlan Sr., CEO of some conglomerate. Board seats at nonprofits. Clean on surface. But I know steal money's blood money. Old union strikes. Whispers of bribery. I call in favors, an ex-coworker at the SEC. Off-record chats. Nothing sticks. But a thread unravels. Harlan Sr.'s widow, Jake's mom, died in a car accident 15 years back. Official, drunk driving. But toxicology?
Clean.
Brake lines cut. Per a buried police report I unearth via public records request. Coincidence? Or cover-up? My gut screams the latter. Steel barons don't accidentally lose wives who might have known too much. Affairs. Embezzlement. The works. I compile a dossier. Timelines. Witness statements from the crash site. A Good Samaritan mechanic noting tampered fluids. Not ironclad, but enough to rattle. Controversial call 3. Leak it anonymously to the Post-Gazette. Emily's internship paper. She'll see the byline, hers. If I nudge. But first,
Fortify.
I up my contributions. $20K wired for the venue. With strings. Veto power on programs. Emily agrees. Grateful. Wedding planning ramps. Dress fittings where I pin her train. Cake tastings where we spit out the too sweet ones. Jake warms, helps paint invites. Even asks about my Milltown stories. Maybe he's salvageable.
Mark. Though?
He escalates. Shows up unannounced at my door. Reeking of cheap cologne and cheaper bourbon. Heard about the wedding. LYD. Walk her down? For old times? Old times. The nerve. Emily's upstairs. I block the threshold. You're not stepping foot. She's done with your games. He leers, slurring. She called me, you know. Wants her old man. Lies. But it stings. I slam the door. Bolt it. Then call the cops. Trespassing report. Paper trail. He slinks off. But not before yelling. You'll regret this. Bitch. Regret? I've lived it once. No more. Emily confronts me next morning. Face stormy. Why'd you call the police on Dad?
Dad.
The word's a knife. He showed drunk.
Imminência.
Not safe. She paces, phone in hand, his text. No doubt. He's changed. Says he wants to make amends. Amends. Like restitution for 19 years of nada. I pull her down. Eye to eye. Change is action. Not words. What's he done besides beg? Silence. Then, the breakthrough. Nothing. God. Nothing. We burn his messages in the sink. Ritual fire. Ashes down the drain. Summer heats up. Wedding's a year out. I date Tom less. His steadiness feels like quicksand now. Revenge sharpens my edges. No room for soft. At a bridal shower, thrown by Jake's aunts in a Bryn Martyrum, all lace doilies and side-eye, I overhear the whispers. Lydia's so
Gritty.
Emily's lucky Jake's elevating her.
Elevating.
Like we're mud. I smile through cucumber sandwiches. But note names. Aunt Penelope.
The queen bee.
Post-shower. I dive deeper on the Harlans. Public filings reveal offshore accounts, shell companies in the Caymans. Funneled through charities. Jake's trust fund? Tainted. And the widow's crash? A whistleblower email surfaces in my inbox. Anonymous tip from a retired cop. Harlan Sr.
Paid off the me.
Break failure was sabotage. But she was pushing for divorce. Motive. Jackpot. I forward to my SEC buddy. CCNG a burner for the Gazette. Emily gets wind. Intern desk buzz. Mom. You hear about this old case? Steel Baron. Suspicious death. I play dumb. Spill. She recounts. Eyes alight. Could be murder. I'm pitching a series. Pitch away.
Kid.
Your future groom's dad might star. But the real bomb drops at the engagement party, Harlan Estate outside Philly. Manicured lawns like a golf course ad. 150 guests. Champagne towers. String quartet murdering uptown funk. I'm in my best sheath dress. Hair up. Feeling like an imposter. Emily's radiant in emerald silk. Jake's arm possessive. Harlan Sr., silver fox. Rolex glinting, pulls me aside mid-toast. Lydia. A word. His study, mahogany walls. Scent of scotch and power. Your problem, he says. No preamble. Digging where you shouldn't. My blood ices.
How?
Excuse me? He slides a folder across the desk. My searches. PI invoices. Even the break report printout. We know types like you. Scrappy. But outmatched. Drop it. Or Emily's wedding. Cancelled. Quietly. Threat veiled as advice. The mousy wife killer.
Exposed.
Controversial call for. Don't flinch. I meet his gaze. Threaten my daughter? You're done. I pocket a Montblanc pen from his desk, DNA souvenir, and walk out, heart thundering. In the powder room, I text Emily, we need to talk.
Now.
She slips away, we huddle by the gazebo. Mom, I spill the dossier. The threats. Mark's cameo as red herring. Her face pales. Jake knew, not yet. But the fracture's there. That night, driving home, through thunder, I realize revenge isn't solo. It's arming the ones you love to fight their own battles. Emily texts at 2 a.m., dumping Jake. Story goes public tomorrow. Love you, my girl. The phoenix rises. The story breaks like a summer squall, Post-Gazette front page. Emily's byline blazing, shadows of steel, was Harlan widow's death more than accident? Pittsburgh wakes to it, coffee shop debates. Milltown murmurs. National pickups by CNN. Harlan Sr.'s PR spins frantic, baseless smears from a jilted ex's grudge, but the evidence sticks like tar. Brake fluid analysis leaked. Eyewitness affidavits. Even a digital trail of hush money wire transfers. Jake calls Emily hysterical. Babe. It's lies. Dad's devastated. She blocks him. Then me, Mom. I did it. For us. Chaos erupts. Protests outside Harlan HQ, unions revived. Chanting, justice for Jill. The widow's name. Poetic. Stock dips 12%. Board whispers oust. Emily's phone explodes. Offers from Times. NPR. Book deals. She's terrified. Exhilarated. What now? I fly to her dorm. Hug her fierce. Now. You thrive. But watch your back. Harlan Sr.'s not done. Power like his festers. He strikes first at the wedding, cancelled. Per Jake's tearful email. Family crisis. Postponed indefinitely. Emily laughs. Bitter. Good riddance. But the shrapnel hits me. Bank branch gets audited sudden. Spurious. Harlan connections in the Fed? My performance review tanks. Interpersonal conflicts. Tom bails. Too much drama. LYD. Isolated. But not broken. This is the tension I craved. Raw. American. Where the little guy claws back. Mark. Sensing blood. Circles like a vulture. Shows up at Emily's campus coffee shop. Supportive dad act dialed up. She records it. Smart kid, him blubbering. Your mom's poison?
Eminencia.
Always was. Let me walk you down someday. She posts the clip anonymously to Reddit. It virals as deadbeat dad crashes comeback. Views hit millions, his Patreon creators. Exes sue for back gifts. He's radioactive now. Panhandling his own irrelevance. But the real venom subtler. Anonymous letters arrive at my door. Back off or Emily pays. Envelopes with no prints. But postmarks from Philly. I install cameras. Up security, $2K dent. But peace of mind's priceless. Emily moves home temporarily. We fortify like a bunker. Movie nights turn strategy sessions. Her pitching expansions on the Harlan probe. Me cross-referencing financials. Mom, you ever think about Dad? The real story? Mark. She means. I nod. He wasn't always a monster. But choices define. Flashback to the buried secret. Mark's abandonment wasn't random. In '04, pre-Emily's birth, he worked collections for a loan shark, shady side to his sales gig. Owed big. Tried to rabbit. I covered, cashed my savings bond, paid off his debt. He swore reform, but the hook sank deeper. Vegas was flight from enforcers, not wanderlust. I knew. Buried it for Emily's sake. First life. It ate me silent now. I weaponize. I mail the old IOU, his signature. My payoff receipt to his Reno landlord. Eviction notice follows. He crashes on benches. Controversial call 5. Involve the law. I file for a protection order against the Harlans, harassment claims, backed by letters and audit timings. DA's office bites. Investigation launches. Emily testifies. Composed. They threatened my future for their secrets. Front page again. Bride-to-be turns whistleblower. Jake?
He goes.
Tail between legs. Enrolling at some podunk school in Texas. Good riddance. Summer fades. Fall ignites. Emily lands a fellowship in D.C. investigative reporting. Her poison into power. We pack her U-Haul. Tears mixing with pride. What about you? Mom, she asks. Bubble wrap crinkling.
Me? Free.
I quit the bank, severance suite, enroll in night classes for an MBA. Time to elevate myself. She hugs. No more ghosts. Amen. But ghosts multiply. Harlan Sr. sues for defamation. $50M claim. Splashy as a billboard. Lawyer circle. I refer Emily's team. Depositions drag. His smug face across the table. denying everything. Lydia Hayes? A opportunist riding coattails. I stare him down. Coattails of your lies? Your wife's blood's on them. Jury's out, literally, but leaks favor us. Public tide turns. Boycotts hit Harlan brands. Mark's final gasp, a desperate Hail Mary. Emails Emily a confession. Blames me for his failures. You drove me away. LYD. With your nagging. Forged timestamps. But sloppy. She forwards to his parole officer. Wait. Parole? Digging reveals. 18 assault charge in Nevada. Bar fight gone wrong. He's not just broke, he's barred from contact. She blocks forever. By myth. Winter bites, trial peaks. Opening arguments. DA paints Harlan as kingpin. Widow's death the cornerstone. My testimonies day 3. Stand.
Oath.
The works. He threatened my family to silence truth. Gasps as exhibits drop. The letters. Audits.
My dossier.
Harlan squirms. Cross-exams brutal. Misses. Hayes. Motive? Grudge over a wedding. I lean in. Motive? Protecting my daughter from men like you. Courtroom hushes. Judge sustains objections. But damage done. Emily live tweets from the gallery. Steel shadows trends. Supporters mob the steps. Single moms. Union vets. Chanting my name. Surreal me. Lydia from Elm Street. Poster child for payback. Verdict. Liable. $10 million damages, settled quiet. Charges pending on tampering. Harlan Sr. Resigns. Empire fractures. Spring 25 blooms ironic. No wedding. But renewal. Emily visits. Glowing, new boyfriend. Low-key, a barista with poetry chops. No pedigree.
Real, she says.
We plan a non-wedding, backyard barbecue. Pierogies. Just us and strays.
Mark?
Vanished for real. Rumored in Mexico.
Dodging debts.
But the twist coils tight. Post-trial. A letter arrives, not threat, but confession. From Harlan Jr., Jake. LYD. I knew. About the breaks. Dad confessed drunk once. I covered for tuition. Hated it. Sorry. Attached. Flash drive. Recordings senior. Admitting the sabotage. She was leaving with half. Motive. Embezzlement she'd uncovered. Funneled to mistresses. Emily reads it first. Face ashen. He wasn't on it. Not murder, accessory after. But it shatters her lingering what-ifs. We burn the drive, backup saved. Of course, she channels into a book proposal. Erased Mothers. Bestseller potential. My controversial call 6. Mercy. Twisted. I don't expose Jake yet. Send him the recording anonymously. Choose better. He transfers to Pitt. Vanishes from Philly circles. Redemption? Maybe. Or warning. Life settles. Electric. I graduate MBA. Land a fintech gig remote. Salary doubling mine. Emily's book dealings. We tour readings. Arm in arm. No more erasures. We're indelible. Yet tension lingers. One night. Porch swing creaking. Emily asks, regret any of it? Mom? The fights. The fallout. I sip wine. Stars pricking the sky. Nah. Second chances are rare. I'd do it dirtier. She laughs. Clinks glasses. Sisters now. Not just mother-daughter. But deep down, I know revenge is a loop. Harlan's rotting in appeals. Marks a footnote.
Me?
I'm the author. Summer 26 hits like a heatwave mirage, Pittsburgh pavements shimmering. But my world's crystal. Emily's book, Ghosts in the Aisle, drops to fanfare. Oprah pick. Podcasts devouring it. She's the voice of betrayed daughters. TED Talk viral. Erasing Moms Erases History. I beam from the wings. Anonymous prop, her rock. Not the story. My fintech job hums. Algorithms auditing fraud. Ironic poetry. Dates? Sparse. A woodworker named Ray. Hands callous like dad's. Laughs that crinkle his eyes. No rush. I've outrun time once. But payback's echo chamber amplifies. Harlan Sr.'s trial convicts, manslaughter. 15 years. White-collar wing. He glares from the dock. But it's hollow, empire's ash. Jake testifies against him, plea deal. Community service. Emily attends. Closure carved in her nod. He chose truth. Late. But I don't gloat. Victory's quiet. Like dawn after storm. Marks the wild card. Word filters. Deported from Mexico. Meth-fueled bender landed him in IC. Deportation hearing. Petty theft rap sheet finally bites. Emily gets the notice. Victim impact statement. She pens one. Fierce. You erased yourself. Don't drag us back. Mailed.
Done.
Last I hear, he's warehoused in Arizona, awaiting flight to nowhere. Ghosts don't haunt, they fade. Controversial call 7. Expose my own buried sin. Emily's book tour pauses. We retreat to the cabin, Grandma's old place in the Poconos. Pine-scented escape. Over Esmores by the fire pit. I spill, the lone shark payoff. My silence that enabled his spiral. I thought love fixed it. Stupid. She listens. No judgment. You were young.
Protecting me.
Tears mix with marshmallows. Absolution tastes sweet. Write it in the sequel. I joke. She does epilogue nod. To moms who carried secrets so daughters wouldn't. Fall colors blaze. Ray sticks around. Weekend hikes. His stories of lost brothers mirroring mine.
Intimate.
But boundaries firm. No rings till I'm sure. Emily meets him. Approves, solid. No steel barons. We laugh. But her new beau, Alex the poet, tags along, tattoos of sonnets, voice like gravel jazz. Wedding talk bubbles. Casual. Courthouse. Then party. Your turn to walk me. Mom. Heart swells. Damn right. But tension spikes. Anonymous donor to Emily's foundation for single mom scholarships $100,000. Harlan's signature. Bait? Or guilt? I trace it. Routed through a Cayman trust. But flagged by my algo. Warning to Ray. Eyes open. He nods. Ex-cop instincts kicking. Paranoia? Or prudence? In this life. Lines blur. Thanksgiving 26. Full table me. Emily. Alex.
Ray.
Even my old mill buddy Carla with her twins. Turkey stuffed with sausage. Stories flowing like gravy. Toasts to absentees. To the ones who taught us strength by leaving. Emily's eyes meet mine, shared victory. But post-feast. A knock. Courier. Sealed envelope. Inside. Wedding invite. Not Emily's, Jake's. To his sister. But my name gold embossed. Special guest. Trap? I burn it in the sink. Flames dancing. Harlan remnants. I mutter. Emily sees. Let it go. Mom. Easy for her. Revenge wired me vigilant. Complacency killed me once. Controversial call 8. Crash it. Solo. Ray protests. Dangerous. I kiss him. Necessary. Dress sharp, black sheath. Heels like weapons. Venue. Same Fox Chapel Club. Irony thick. I slip in late. Ghost among ghosts. Harlan kin mingle. Whispers rippling. The whistleblower. Jake spots me. Approaches thinned. Humbled. LYD. Thanks for coming.
Lie.
I sip champagne. Closure? He nods. Dad's appeal denied.
I'm
Starting over. Subtext you're doing. We talk real.
raw.
His complicity. Fear of disinheritance. Love for his mom twisted. I get it, I say. Fear's a hell of a drug. No forgiveness. But understanding. Exit before cake. Ray waits curbside. Survived. Evolved. Winter wraps gentle. Emily announces. Pregnant. Joy crashes. Grandma at 45? Hell yes. Alex proposes same night. Rings simple silver. Wedding set for spring 27, backyard. 50 souls. No programs needed. I plan. Wildflowers. Barbecue. Bluegrass band. Contributions? Ours alone, no strings. No splits. But the high fractures. Ray confesses over Coco. Past affair. Cop burnout. Not you.
But
Trust issues. Mirror to my ghosts. Controversial call 9. Walk. We both deserve clean. Tears. But clean break, friends. Maybe more later. Alone again. But not lonely. Emily senses. You okay? Better than ever. Spring blooms. Wedding day dawns perfect. Blue skies. Allegheny breeze. Emily in linen. Barefoot on grass. Alex beaming. Vows exchange under oaks. In sickness. In secrets. We'll burn them together. Guests cheer. Carla's kids chase bubbles. My fintech crew toasts with IPAs. My speech short. From heart. Emily. You taught me revenge is an end. It's rebirth. Love you. Kid. Hugs cascade. Dance floor ignites. Honeymoon photos flood. Smokey's cabin. Her glow radiant. Back home. Nursery prep. Tiny onesies. Crib assembly. I'm all in. Grandma boot camp. Storytelling sans fairy tales. Yet the twist uncoils fully. Late June. Package arrives, no sender. Inside. DNA kit. Results sealed. Curiosity? Or dread? I swab. Mail it, paternity test? For who? Results ping 2 weeks later. Emily's not Mark's. Donor, unknown. But matches a Harlan profile, senior's brother. Uncle Theo. The playboy who visited once. Postmarks departure. That weekend tryst. Pre-pregnancy scare? I'd buried it deep. Convinced it was Mark's. Panic surges. Tell her? Ruin her peace? Controversial call 10. Truth.
timed.
I drive to their apartment. Results trembling.
Ink. Sit.
Big. Spill. The affair. The test. The Harlan blood. Her face cycles shock. Rage. Calculation. So Jake. Cousin? No, different branch. But Theo? Alive. Exiled in Europe. Disowned for indiscretions. Does it change us? She asks. Hand on belly. No, I whisper. You're you. Mine. She processes. Journals. Therapy. Alex holds. Families chosen. Twist reframes. Mark's abandonment? Coincidence. Not curse. Harlan threat? Ironic. Blood tied us fatal. But Emily emerges steelier. Chapter for the book. Blood lies. Summer ends. Baby arrives fall girl. Lily. Fierce cry. I hold her. Tears hot. Second chance extended. Emily winks. You're mini-me. Laughter heals. Revenge? Complete. Not destruction, reclamation. 2028 dawns crisp. Pittsburgh reborn, Mills museums now. Tech hubs buzzing. Lily's won. Toddling chaos. Chubby fists grabbing remotes. Giggles like wind chimes. Emily's empire grows. Second book. Veins of Vengeance. Dissects family frauds. Netflix doc and talks. She's powerhouse mom. Diaper bags and deadlines. Alex co-parenting poetry.
Me?
VP at FinTech. Algorithms my army. Ray circles back. Coffee turns dates. Slow burn solid. No ghosts, just us. Flawed and fitting. The Harlan fallout ripples final. Senior. Dies in prison heart attack. Poetic. Estate settles. Reparations to unions. Scholarships in Jill's name. Jake reaches out. Letter. Contrite. Aunt Lydia?
The test. New.
Theo confessed. Kept silent for peace. Peace bought with lies. I reply once. Peace earned. Not inherited. Live better. He does. Non-profit for accident victims. Redemption arc quiet. Mark's end. Obituary snippet. Reno paper. Overdose. Alleyway. No service, Emily shrugs. Karma's closure. We toast Lily's birthday with pierogies. No mention. Buried secrets stay buried, except the ones that free. Controversial call 11. Go public. My story. Emily's doc needs a voice, I sign on. Filming's raw, Elm Street house. Country club exteriors. My mirror monologue. Died erased. Reborn furious. Heirs to Emmy's buzz. Messages flood. You're my hero. Hero? Nah, survivor. But it mends. Single mom's DM thanks. You gave me spine. Lily's second summer. Family trip. Finger Lakes cabin.
Kayaks. Campfires.
Stories sand shadows. Emily pulls me aside. Lake lapping. Mom. The rebirth. Worth the fight. I glance at Ray chasing Lily. Alex strumming guitar. Every bruise. Twist's gift. Not just truth. But tribe. Harlan's connected by blood. We by choice. Fall 29. Ray proposes. Porch swing. Ring wood carved. No empires. Just us.
Yes.
Wedding small, courthouse. Then dive bar reception. Emily officiates. Vows to haunt no more. Laughter.
Den still dawn.
Years blur golden. Lily starts school. Emily runs a media firm. Alex publishes chapbooks. I mentor, FinTech for women. Workshops on rewriting regrets. Ray builds cribs for shelters. We're team. Unhurried. Final twist? None needed. Life's the plot now, dramatic. Disputed. Taut as a bowstring pulled true. No erasures. Just etchings. Deep and ours. I died betrayed. Rose vengeful. Lived reclaimed. End? Nah, encore.